I was at college studying. Part of my course was to record a piece of original music. I went to a studio in Tottenham, paid a guy a little bit of money, recorded one of my songs that I'd written. He'd been working with a lot of other artists, so some A&Rs were walking through the studio, heard my stuff, liked it, and within a couple of weeks all the record labels were sort of at my door. I was 17 and I spent 2 weeks running up and down High Street Kensington meeting everybody from the music industry and eventually signed with Atlantic Records.
So you don't really have the experience of really, trying to contact the people to try and get up there, but as you made it into the industry, what would you give advice to people who say they've got the manager and they've kind of got links to
I've
the right
changed
people?
managers quite a few times. It's a struggle to find the right one. I've had some bad experiences. And I would say you don't need I mean, it's a controversial thing to say, but being signed to a great record label, I feel like a record label is a bank, and there are many other ways to do it. Now with the internet, it's not the same industry it was. Build your sound before, obviously the plus of having a record label is they have a team who know what they're doing, hopefully, and they can get your music to the world. But you have to compromise a lot. And if you're in the developing stages, sometimes that's not a good thing to have a bank right there. It's like, when you're designing your house, maybe you don't want a big corporate company there, you want to be creative. So I would say only go for a record deal when you know who you want to be. A lot of record industry execs are are middle-aged and are telling you what young kids want or young people want. And the industry, as I've said, and everyone says, is changing. The internet is making a very, very different industry than it has been for the last 50 years. So, people are falling in love with artists who have no faces. Artists who are just sort of viral and cool and edgy, and artists who are immersed in a scene rather than a pop puppet. So I would say really get your imagery together, get everything together before you bring in the big guns, because they can get it wrong. And as many artists as you see succeed and do well, signed to labels, there's probably 10 for every one that have been failed and who have signed and have been dropped. And once you're signed and dropped, it's very hard to come back. I've had countless battles and I still battle. I have middle-aged men tell me what to wear.
Really?
And I know what to wear. I've dressed myself for 21 years. So I feel like, you have to be prepared to compromise and battle and have someone else kind of own you in a way. And I'm lucky enough to have people who believe in what I do. But if we disagree, they have the right to. And you're not the only controller. You're not the only driver when you sign with a record label.
You should recognize